Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully everybody is doing good. Gotta find my stuff here real quick. Maybe. There we go. Computers. Anyway, welcome to Paranormal Question of the Day. We'll be right back right after this quick intro. And we are back. So it's Monday, and I hope everybody's doing or having a great Monday. I'm glad it's almost over. I got 4 more days until my daughter comes home for a good 3 months, so I'm happy about that. That's coming up, and I know she's excited to come home because she's sick of college right now. So with that, so what do y'all want to talk about tonight? It's open forum. Tara might pop in. It all depends what she's got going on. If not, you'll just get to see me tonight. And yeah, we can talk about all sorts of stuff. What you want to talk about? Oops. There you go. Hey, Amy, how you doing? Hope all is well. I see your cat's learn how to use a vacuum cleaner. So, hey, Lori. So, what did you all do this weekend? Hey there, Talic Motorsports Media. How you doing? Amy saying laughing at me because I saw her cat trying to open up a box. That's funny. You guys see the picture on Facebook. I'll leave you with the visuals. Drank wine on Sunday. Oh boy, I should probably did that on Saturday. As you can see, I had the giggles on Friday or on Saturday night when we finally did go live. So Taryn is chatting with Tom and April right now. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I didn't know they were having a meeting. Anyway, so thank you for that, Lori. Greatly appreciate that. So, what did you do this weekend, Lori? Did you have any fun things going on? Hopefully, the list I sent over was a good list for you. I packed and moved stuff to storage. Oh, sounds like fun. Whose back hurts? Storage or yours? Oh man. So y'all may have seen by the photos that I posted that this weekend or this past weekend, Midwest Ghost Seekers was in Marion, Iowa. We went to the Granger House. My second time, first time for the team. And let me tell you, that was a good time. Got to meet Brandon Marsh. He came out and said hi. So that was kind of cool it was cool to meet him um, and no, he did not disrupt the live last night or Saturday night. It was just I wasn't quite sure where we were going to go live that night. So, um, oh, Renfield. Okay, cool. Didn't laugh. Now, there you go. Pope's Exorcist. That was good. Oh, okay. The kids and you supervised. I see. Renfield, yeah. I don't know if I would. I mean, I like um, what's his face that's in it. I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank. Who stars in that again? But the Pope's Exorcist, I did thoroughly enjoy that. Um, I thought it was pretty cool. Kind of left it open for a second one. Just trying to think. Nicolas Cage, that's it. Nicolas Cage. Yep, Nicolas Cage. That's right. I knew it hit me at sooner or later. Um, yeah, he's a good actor. He's got a lot of good stuff. He's kind of been on the weird side of things, but I do like some of his um, more like dramatic movies type deal versus like the comedy stuff. That's just not. I don't know. I don't laugh at his stuff too much, but anyhow, um, so the Granger house, that was kind of cool. It was neat to see the house again after a couple years of not being there. It was also disheartening to see all the trees that were down at the location that really brought out the house a lot. And I know Vicky No would say so itself herself, and then the carriage house too. It was kind of stuff going on in there, and hopefully they get the thing back on top of it. Hey, Penny, how you doing? Um, and yeah, it was quite interesting. I mean, we didn't get a whole lot in the carriage house itself, but who's to say that the digital voice recorders didn't catch something? So those are what I have to go through yet. So and there's just a lot of. I think I have 4 or 5, maybe even 6 sessions I got to go through on my digital voice recorder. So I'll be pretty busy this week just going through that and making notes and getting that ready for YouTube and all that stuff. Um, we did some filming, which was kind of new for us. Just kind of venturing out in the field of filming and learning how to do cool shots. And hey, Jenny, how you doing? Thoughts on Music Box? Glad you asked. I think the music boxes are a wonderful tool. I really do because it really stirs things up. And it just really it's a helpful tool. Honestly, if you got the 250, $300 to spend on it, or if that's the money you got in hand, say, hey, this is what I got to spend, I would definitely get a music box. Um, Fortunately for me, I don't have to because Scott's got it. So and that's good. I mean, he was so excited to use that and got some great results out of it Saturday night. So he was quite happy, and I'm glad to see a smile on his face that his one of his machines worked for him, and um, it's good for the team too, just to have something like that. So great question. Great question. Definitely get one if you can. I know you can make them for about $100, but that's you got to find someone that's more craftier than me. I'm not that crafty. Oh well, yeah, I've seen that one too. Some may be different. Some may be operated differently than the coffin box ones. Um, and I guess it goes by preference. By all means, I mean, if you like the coffin box one more, maybe sell the one from St. Augustine. I'm sure you could get a good price on it and get the coffin box one. Um, when it comes to paranormal tools and gear, I find it very easy to sell them if you don't like them. So yeah, I saw that you're at Joliet Prison. That was pretty cool to see your photos. I'm jealous, but then again, I didn't want to get a phone call from there either. So 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 that's I avoided the call. But other than that, yeah, that was pretty cool to see your pics and stuff like that, and seeing Dave Strader and Shane Pittman there. That had been pretty fun to investigate with. Oh, the necrophonics, okay. I told you. Well, necrophonics is you take necrophonics with a grain of salt. Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I can see that at that place just of all the stuff I hear online about it. So yeah, I can understand that. Okay, that'll be interesting. Yeah, I have to get used to people abbreviating that because I forget where that is and what you're talking about, but I know what you're talking about. So that one there will be very interesting to see what you can get. Now, my question is from Juliet Prison, did you do like saging and all that stuff to make sure that nothing came back home with you? Oh, that's cool. Not really familiar with him too much. Yep. That's what I mean. That's the abbreviations kill me on those locations. Hey, Jamie Lynn, how you doing? Welcome to the show. It's just open forum tonight. Did a prayer at the end of the okay. That makes sense. I mean, hopefully everything goes well after that. And because I know if you go back to back, like, Juliet and then to that one, that could probably be a little bit messy. You know what I mean? Okay. That's why I don't know. I haven't dived into too much of the serial killers. I mean, I know Dahmer and, you know, Geen and, you know, I don't know if you can even call Geen a serial killer, um, but yeah, I can relate with that. Oh, jeez. Yeah, just what you want a serial killer to work at a hospital that you're imprisoned at. Oh my gosh. That's nuts. Gacy, yep. Yep, yeah, Gacy was crazy. Screwed in the head. But um but other than that, yeah. Great question about the music box. Definitely, like I said, if you want to sell gear, do it on eBay or um post on Facebook because I find it pretty easy that people can sell it. I mean, Scott he had the Flux too, and he and I used it with everybody else in the museum, and we just didn't find it very useful. We didn't like it. Like the questions we asked, and it didn't do anything. Like a red and a green light, it didn't do anything, and then all of a sudden it went off. So it's like now, at that point, do we have it up too high? Do we have it up too low? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we tried it and a couple things with it, and it just did not pan out. Yeah, that'd be cool. At some point in time, I'll get there. I just know it's really expensive. Uh oh, Marsha's in. We're all in trouble now. I'm going back because I don't see her unless she says she's just watching. She's probably just watching. Hi, Marsha. She got eyes behind her head and ears like radar. But hopefully the cats treat you well tonight, Marcia. And you got some cool pics of some new cats. I know there's quite a couple few of them in there that we both liked. There's Michelle. Um, Now with the Flux 2, it it might. It all depends. And like I said before, um, just reading this one real quick. Okay, interesting, interesting. So with oh, sorry, There she is. Hi.
You were doing a show. I was on a show, and when I saw your message, I'm like, shit. I was like, I didn't know he was doing a show. I messaged you because I thought you wrote in BB3 chat that you weren't doing one.
Yeah, see, I messaged this morning saying I wasn't gonna do one, and then I talked to Dom, and Dom convinced me to twist my arm to do one tonight. So,
Really?
um, so I decided to do one, and we're just talking open shop. It's nothing real big, open topic night.
Okay.
And just kind of I see when I start these shows now I go on, I put my phone on airplane mode so I don't get any phone calls.
Well, you shouldn't, right?
I shouldn't, but you never know.
Because somebody is, you know,
Maybe I have a different stalker, and I hopefully I don't. But
I could
far as
probably.
I know, the dude's still in jail yet.
Well, that's good.
So, but
So, how is everybody this evening? What were we talking about?
so everybody's doing pretty good. Jenny was talking that she was at Juliet prison, and Lori, she packed and was moving stuff to storage. Amy was teaching her cat how to use a vacuum cleaner and open up the box.
Awesome. She can
Um,
teach my cats to do the same thing.
and Marsha
Maybe
popped on to say
they can
hi.
themselves.
Um, and then Jenny asked about the music box and wanted to know what our thoughts are about the music box and stuff like that. And then Michelle was just asking about the Flux 2, which I was just talking about. You know, she was asked if would work in a different location.
So music box meaning like a trigger, like a motion sensor thing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
only one that I can honestly attest to would be Vortex Ghost Gear. Um, I'm not a big equipment user, but if
Right.
I were to use equipment on an investigation, it would be their stuff because I know Bob personally and Gina, and I know that they if you order, they're made to order. So like
Mm-hmm.
it takes them a while because and their lifetime guarantee. They're they if there's anything wrong with anything, you send it back, they fix it, they send. So it's done right.
Yeah.
Also,
And she was saying
Jason Prater too.
she got hers from
Jay Prather, him
what's the
too.
one from Florida? I forgot. St. Augustine.
A lot of people use Go Shop. I think I don't know where they're from, but I know people always say Go Shop or Go
Yeah.
Stop, maybe.
Ghost Stop has good stuff, yeah.
But
But not all of it's good. I mean, that's the thing that I try to say is like, yeah, Ghost Stop has got a lot of cool stuff, but not all of it's all that good. I
Yeah,
mean, there's a
like I
few
said,
things I pick out.
most of my equipment is from Vortex Ghost Gear. It's Bob and Gina. Like I said, because I trust what they're doing with their stuff. So
Right. Let's see. So you're talking about the YMCA October 7th. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make something with that one, Jamie Lynn. Um, I know I have to go to Iowa at the end of the month in October. So this October is actually my year to go. So but oh yeah, Flux 2, sorry. Now the Flux 2, would it work in different locations? I'm sure it would.
I don't know what that
Answer
is.
wise. Huh?
I don't know what that is.
So the Flux 2 is like a yes and no, where it flashes green for yes and red for no.
Oh,
And the way how it's shaped, and it's an expensive item.
is it
And
a
we had it.
triangle?
What's that?
Is it like a triangle?
Yeah.
So, but what is it picking up on? What is making it green or red or whatever? What is it picking up?
So we're asking questions and seeing if it would answer like the questions we're saying to like a yes no. Like if you were to use a flashlight, like the flashlight game type deal, that's that version of it, but it's using colors. So, and sometimes, like I said before, when we were at the museum, we had it like, no, I have not been to the
Here's the
Fairfield
thing,
Informatory.
Ohio. I'm
Yeah,
really,
that's
really
another.
mad at Ohio because because okay, when I moved to Ohio, I lived in Ohio for 3 years. And when I moved to Ohio, I was sick of Jersey. I was like, I got to get out of here, right? So I go to Ohio for 6 months. It was great. This was before I was into the paranormal. And then after 6 months, I was like, I have to get the hell out of here, right? Like, it was
It's a
horrible.
different breed. I was told.
However, lately, in the last month, all these things are popping up from Ohio, and I'm like, well, now if I would have been into the paranormal
Yeah,
when I lived there, Ohio probably wouldn't have been so bad.
right.
Because
Well,
there's
that's just it.
locations in the town that I lived in that are just starting to come out. You know what I mean? I'm like, the place that I lived in, I had stuff happen. I didn't want
Right.
nothing to do with it, so I was scared out of my mind
So
living.
you weren't into the Cleveland Indians
No,
or the Cavaliers?
no, especially see out there, it was more Ohio State. Everybody was college,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it was
that's a big college
Buckeyes
state.
and all that crap. And I no, I mean no.
I mean, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's out there too.
I went to that.
Was the Backstreet Boys out there?
It's New Kids on the Block.
Oh yeah,
Dang.
that's right. I forget.
You can't forget. They're like on two toilet, like New Kids on the Block. If they're on a scale, New Kids on the Block. If there's a scale from 1 to 100, New Kids on the Block are 2,000, and Backstreet Boys are 5. I'm kidding. They're like maybe okay, maybe they're 50. I don't know, but nobody compares to New Kids on the Block. How do you forget? How do you mess that up?
Right. Great explanation, Jamie Lynn. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you.
Hey, Rich.
Hey, Rich. Welcome. Haven't seen your name in a while. Glad you can make it.
I touched
Uh,
it. So I've met them 3 times in person. I'm like a blockhead. Like, I'm, like, serious. Like, I would hide in, like, the way I would hide in room services, like, little trunk to get into their room, and I'd jump out, and I'm legit. Like, I would literally why did you skip PA, New Jersey? I don't PA is the best, I agree. But because
in her
I'm
next life.
young and stupid. We've all been there. I'll get to PA.
when
Trust me.
she when she comes back as a cat, she'll be in PA.
I'll be in PA.
But yeah, so like I said about the flux too, it all depends, Michelle. It all depends. Me and Scott just didn't really like it the way how it performed. We thought it just was underperformed, and not to mention, spending $200 from Ghost Stop, it was all nicked up when he got it.
Oh.
So I
Yeah.
think it was partially probably broken.
Yeah, me too. I've gone to every concert. It's really sad. Like I spent the only thing I have not done is the cruise.
Uh, he'll get there.
The cruise is expensive, and Rob told me I'm not allowed to go because it is totally up
He'd never get you
everything about
back.
it. Karen Kerper, and then some, and like I probably would be on cruise jail. I would be on cruise jail. Like there's no like it's so crazy. So I said you have to go with me because I need somebody to like keep it down. Keep me down. And he's like, no, I'm not going to that.
Hey, come on. I mean, sometimes you gotta switch it up a little bit. You can't always have a guest. Although I do have one for Friday, so
I've never been to Salem, and I want to go. It is on. Salem is definitely on my bucket list for sure.
it'd
Um,
be interesting.
yeah, I would love to go to Salem. I'd love to see it. It's. I love that. I'm into the gothy. I don't
You don't dress it,
wear
but
it.
you're
I don't
into it.
wear it, but I love the gothy stuff. I love the vampire stuff. I love the witchy stuff. I love all that.
Hmm.
So I definitely want to go to Salem. I definitely want to check it out, you know.
New Orleans. No, I have not. Have you, Taryn?
I've been the closest thing to New Orleans that I've been to, and anybody from Florida that's watching might laugh at this, but this is the only thing that I've it's been compared to me. Florida does this yearly thing. It's called Gasparilla, and it's like they celebrate the pirates,
And
and
root
it's like
beer?
what?
And root
Not
beer?
not Zasparilla. It's called Gasparilla. It's it's like
You're gasping the whole time?
I was when I went,
Right, right.
but they celebrate a pirate thing, something with pirates, and it's in Ybor City in Florida where they have this
Hey,
big
Lauren.
party. down this. It's like this well, when I was there, it was like a dirt strip, and there's like buildings on both sides, and what happens there, I'm told, was like what happens at New Orleans, during Mardi Gras and stuff like that. It's like a Florida version of Mardi Gras, I guess.
Yeah. I
So
never heard of it before, but that's interesting. We are actually we were talking about when we go away for 4th of July shutdown, I got the whole week off. So all of us are gone for a week. And we were talking about going to New Orleans at one point, but then we're just like, it's a little costly. So we have to save up for that. But I want to see the above ground cemetery that they have out there. I think those
yeah,
are kind of cool. Um,
that would be definitely. I mean, if you think about it, like that, it's kind of like Pompeii. I mean, Pompeii, these people, they're, enclosed right where they laid when the volcano
mhm,
erupted and swallowed their whole village, and now all you have left are these capsules of people, and the way they were at the moment they were swallowed by this lava, and it's kind of eerie, but it's true.
you'd think it stink pretty bad down there too.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if they do that because of it. Is it because it's so wet, the land?
I think it's because of flooding feature, yes.
So
And
what?
Bermuda,
What do you mean?
interesting.
Are they in sea? Like, are they like tombs?
Well, they're just above. They're all concrete, but instead of putting them in the ground, they're just all above and concrete because of how it's below sea level. So
Yeah,
they have all the floods all the time. So that's why everybody's above ground because if they're below ground, they all get flushed away probably in the ocean.
gotcha. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Oh wow, that would have
Yeah,
been hard to see and yeah, see that Amy.
Birdsboro. I love Birdsboro, by the way.
Yep, see below sea level. Now she said that there's stuff like that with in Bermuda. Yeah, water tide's 4 feet. Yeah, I get that. I mean, if you live down there, yeah, I would do that. Every cemetery should be like that. So,
Look, he's gonna laugh at me. I literally have this hanging on my wall, and I'm not even kidding. He's gonna so laugh right now.
oh boy.
It's gonna be great. I'm a huge fan. That town is literally Birdsboro. It's in Pennsylvania,
Hmm.
but it is. I mean, the history, and I think all these places are in Birdsboro. He always corrects me because they're like might be like 5 minutes outside of it, but it still is Birdsboro to me.
Right.
But I mean, places that were built in 1716. I know that's Dennisville Township or something. Dennisville Township. I know that's not Birdsboro, but they're right down the street. All these locations are like all right here. George Washington has been rumored to be in some of these places. I'm just happy to be a part of it and to help out. Oh, Douglasville. Thank you. Douglasville. Sorry. But it's all right there. And it's like a candy land for a paranormal investigator. It's just there's so
Hmm.
many places and untouched. A lot of these places haven't been investigated, you
And
know?
that's the best part about it.
Yeah, so it's great. I mean, we have I love Birdsboro, so you guys should check out Birdsboro of yesterday. They put a lot of stuff up, and it's great.
Oh. So I got a question now. You said it's in Douglasville, right?
Yeah.
So does
Oh,
everybody do does
God.
everybody do the Dougie?
Oh my God. Really?
Hey Amber, how you doing?
Hi, Amber.
Oh,
Now,
I had to say it.
1716. Look, there was his answer right there.
Was I pass it up? Oh
No, you
wait,
should
no.
put it up.
Oh, there it is.
No,
No, that's
go back up. One more. It's this. It's this emoticon
oh,
that you said about the Dougie.
yep. Okay. I'm not. I just it was sitting in my head, so I'm like, that's what you're talking about right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just in my head. I'm like, I had to say
You
something.
did the emoticon. I went like this. I was like, oh my God.
uh,
But yeah, Birdsboro is awesome. I mean, there's so much exploring. I love places like that.
I'm just I'm just having fun with this tonight, so
Yeah, for sure.
gotta have fun every once in a while. It's been rough for the last month or so.
I think it has been for everybody.
So, but I was just talking about the Granger house we were at Saturday night. Um, Interesting place. My second time, team's first time, and definitely gonna go back.
We'll be doing the Ridgewood Winery May 26th.
Interesting.
Yeah, that place looks really cool. Me and Todd, we actually went there one day, kind of walked around. The lady was super nice. She let us walk around the entire house. It's a winery, but it's an old stone house, and
Hmm.
it's beautiful. And it is well kept. It smells old. I love it. It's you can tell like you're walking around there and it just is like begging for some attention.
Well, and okay, so Destination Fear, when they had their show, they had remember that place in Missouri is the Old Fellows place. It's an Old Fellows winery, and it's also haunted big time.
Yeah. So it was a residence. And I think we found out that somebody was shot on the property, I think. He's better at the history stuff than I am. Like, but I feel like he found out either somebody lived there was shot. I can't remember. I'm sure but oh, throat slit. Sorry, my bad. See, I know I was wrong. But like yeah, so wineries can be cool. I mean, it doesn't matter what's there. You know,
Right.
even if that house that is there was torn down and something was built on that property, it's the property. You know, it's like it doesn't always have to be the structure, you know?
Hmm.
Buildings for sure.
Yeah, old buildings. I do like that. Cemeteries. See, I don't really
I
get
like that.
into doing the old cemeteries that much unless they're really really old and historic. Like you're
Yeah.
talking 1800s cemeteries or
I don't
older.
investigate cemeteries, but I do love going to
Yeah.
cemeteries, and I love taking pictures, and I love reading some of the stones, and I love even when you find some of the like Laurel Hill Cemetery in Philly.
Hmm.
They have so many famous people buried in that cemetery, including Adrian Balboa.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Right.
When they filmed the movie and she died, they had her funeral in that cemetery and they left the stone there.
Yeah, that's
So you can
interesting.
literally visit Adrian Balboa's grave, but like General George Meade is there, Harry Callis is there. There's so many people buried in that cemetery, and some of the stones are just so magnificent and beautiful. And it sounds kind of morbid, but I
Yeah.
do love going to old cemeteries and just walking around and, doing stuff like that.
Funeral homes would be cool too.
What?
Funeral homes to
Yeah.
investigate a funeral home that would be
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Um, but my favorite place is Gettysburg. So I can't even count that because she said, "What is your favorite place to investigate?" And then asked that other question. So I want to
Yeah.
say my favorite place to visit or investigate is Gettysburg.
Right.
Um,
She lived there.
Birdsboro sliding in at a nice hot second. Technically, if I removed Gettysburg, Birdsboro would be number one. So that's why I always say I can't count Gettysburg because
Yeah.
and
Did you
Hinsdale
see
House.
Lucille Ball's grave?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. In PA?
Yeah.
Huh, that's cool. I
Hey,
didn't know
Carmen.
that. And Hinsdale House. Hinsdale House is awesome.
Yeah. I haven't been there, but it's on my bucket list. I just
Also,
gotta make sure the bears aren't there.
oh, that's fine. Listen, I get it. You guys were doing stuff. I wasn't doing anything except my normal stuff. Lucky. I live 2.5 hours. I have the coordinates tattooed on my arm though. So that is my
There's dedication right there.
yeah, that place has got every bit of a piece of me that you could think of. I mean, that is it.
Gotta
That's
watch yourself on that one.
what?
That place has got every piece of me. Gotta watch out on it.
Yeah, so I, I really wanna be out of New Jersey. The only place I think I'll be happy would be in Pennsylvania, whether, that's
Interesting,
somewhere closer to Gettysburg.
right? Lauren lives by a battlefield. So dang, she's in New York.
Also Rolling Hills in New York is great. Rolling Hills Asylum is great.
Cooperstown. There you go.
Rolling Hills, what else? Wildwood Sanitarium is a great place. That's also in New York.
Hmm.
Um, you know, but
Yeah, I like both
PA is the
places.
longest state. Oh my god, because Pittsburgh has, like, 17 exits, and you're like, when am I gonna be out of Pittsburgh?" You're, like, in Pittsburgh for, like, 7 hours. You're like, "What the heck is going on? Am I in the twilight zone?"
You're not in the twilight zone till you get to Iowa.
And I actually was just in Virginia with Vil. I did a live show there, but we also investigated the Octagon Mansion.
Yeah,
It was just me and the owner, and I had an
yeah.
amazing time, and then I had Jay Hill come on, and he did kind of like a remote viewing type thing, and
Uh huh.
he was actually doing EVP sessions while we were there, and we had interaction with the equipment even through his stuff. So that was cool.
Yeah, him talking about him running across the US. Like I said, that hurt my legs just thinking about him doing that.
I can't believe that. I was like, "What?"
That's crazy.
He's got all the articles and paper, like, everything, like, it's
Oh dang.
true. It's true. I was like, "Holy crap."
Yeah. And you
I'm like,
said
"I
about
can't
the
run."
Forrest Gump.
That's what I said. I was like, "He was running." And I was like, "Wait." I was like, can't I can't walk or run, like, a mile around my block." Like, it's like, "What? You're traveling to across the United States on foot? No."
Yeah, I used to um be able to right after work, and this is like work 8, 9 hours of in the factory. I was able to walk 3, 4 miles a day. Um, but now I kind of don't do that anymore unless my wife's with me. So she can't walk that long. So now we're just down to whatever we could do. So, but other than that, I mean,
I'm telling you. I don't even wanna go get the mail, I'm too lazy. I don't know how anybody could run it or walk across the United States. I looked at him like he was Superman. I was like, "What? Like, are you human? What is happening?"
yeah, right. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it was interesting to listen to him talk. He very I don't know, he was very, very with it, you
Oh,
know.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and he's been collecting stuff for 60 years, so some of the stuff he has in there is
Oh, I can imagine.
incredible. He
Yeah.
has uniforms, battle flags, he's got coins, like bullets, hair fragment, like all kinds of stuff, like stuff that you're just like, "What? What? How did you
Yeah.
get this?"
I
And
hear you.
it's got my favorite smell in it, like, I love that smell of vintage antique and old, and you're just like, you're walking into a place where you're like, "This is gonna be good."
So it smells like old man farts.
Old man farts? Since when does that smell like antique and vintage, Darren?
Old vintage.
Old man farts? Ew.
Sorry, I killed the mode there. I had to say it. I had to say it.
Uh, I have not.
What you got there?
Any run-in
Oh,
with
okay.
Lisa Caputo while living in New Jersey? No. No, no, no.
Mm-mm.
Uh,
I don't know if I ever will to go by Jersey anytime soon.
Trust me, you're not missing anything.
Yeah, Wisconsin is full of a lot of stuff. I can tell you that.
Wisconsin, that '70s show.
Yep.
That
Yep.
show was the shit.
You know, and like I said before, and Jamie Lynn's heard me talk about this about going to urban legends and doing stuff like that. besides ghost going doing paranormal investigations and stuff. I think it's kind of cool to do that.
Yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with it. It's not my thing, but I think, I would like to start trying to get up the balls to actually approach and go into or go around and video and take pictures of abandoned buildings and structures.
Yeah,
New Jersey, you got to be careful
I'm
what
sure
you're walking into and what you're walking up to. It might look abandoned, but is it?
it might have the Jersey Devil in it.
I don't believe in the Jersey Devil.
Bray
No,
Road, yes, that is the big one. Bray Road. Now, I had Justin Soto on. We were talking about Bray Road and stuff like that, and that's one place I do want to go. He's going to try to actually camp out at that area. So, um, props to him if he could camp out. But I want to know: is it a werewolf? Is it Bigfoot that they're talking about? This big honking monster and stuff. So I'm curious.
it's you, isn't it, Darren?
What's that?
It's you they're seeing. They just think it's a big hairy monster.
Yeah, probably.
There, I'm getting you back.
I'm short though. I'm not as big.
Whatevs.
But yeah, I mean it's good for adventures. I want to see. We were talking about this on the way back home from Iowa. Is that if you walk in like 5 miles into the woods, are you gonna see the mysterious steps that lead to nowhere? You know, you ever see that?
No,
Yeah, it's supposedly it's a thing.
there's somebody just built steps in the
There's
middle of
just steps that appear anywhere they want to appear, like they're moving steps.
what? Moving
Yeah,
steps? Do we have
yeah.
is there evidential stuff of this, like photos and like
They have stuff on caught on tape, paranormal caught on tape. They
video?
have stuff like that.
Oh, so somebody's like actually set up like trail cams and stuff like that and has tried to capture this stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
And
They
they
actually
appear and disappear.
yeah. It's like okay, you find the mysterious steps, and it's got like 10 steps, okay, and it leads to nowhere. And if you it said if you walk up those stairs to the top, you end up going missing, and while they end up finding you like what they say like 5 miles somewhere dead.
What?
Yeah. So like you're not supposed to climb them.
Well,
It's a very interesting
I'm
urban
gonna have to
legend.
look this up. I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah, the mysterious steps in the woods is what you gotta look up.
And
It's
where is this at?
it could happen anywhere.
Oh,
Any
you're
kind of
saying like this could happen in
any
any woods.
woods. Any kind of woods. Now the question is it
Stop it.
actually in your mind?
Tom,
Because
I
you've
need to see this, Tom.
if you've seen like is it
Did
your
you
mind?
did he video it? Did you video it, Tom? If it didn't come from Tom, I don't believe it.
Yeah, you have to check Paranormal on tape. It's on there. But I mean, it's like I said, is it in your mind? Like you walk 5 miles, does your mind get so stressed out that like all of a sudden something pops in front of you, or you find something like that? It's strange. It's really strange.
But did you video it or did you share someone's video on your channel?
He might have.
84 step. That's so crazy. But like if it's in your mind, how would you be able to video it?
And that's just it. If someone's taking a camcorder, but along with them on the trip, but it's like, and they catch it or something like that. But but the thing is it real? Is it a figment of your imagination or is it real?
But if it's
I've seen two videos of it. Like people are walking around it, and then I heard stories about it.
but if they're able to capture it, it
Yeah,
can't be
that's
a
what I'm saying.
figment
Is like,
of your imagination
is it fooey or is it real?
unless they're faking it, right? It
Right.
can't be.
Like I said, is it
If
fooey
you
or
can
is it real?
right, if you can capture it.
Hmm.
Okay, let's pretend it's real for a second. Let's pretend we're
Right.
walking in the woods, you know, and your question is, am I really seeing this or am I delusional, right?
Right.
If you're able to capture that on video and on camera, it can't be delusional because or else there would be nothing would be there. Because if you're seeing it
But
only
if
in
your eyes are playing tricks on you, is your video playing tricks on you?
yeah, but that still would be paranormal. That still would be not normal. Your
Yeah.
your your video camera, your pictures, your film just can't create shit that's not there.
But the thing is, okay, so if we're at Broadhead Manor, okay, now Broadhead Manor is an awesome place. When you're beyond that gymnasium, and you go out and investigate throughout the upstairs and downstairs and all that stuff, and you come back in the gymnasium, sometimes your stuff that you catch completely wiped out. Your recorders, everything, it's completely wiped out as soon as you hit that gymnasium. It's weird. I've heard stories about that too.
Carmen saying, I don't know something with illusion, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Eating too many mushrooms. From that said, what's this open Yopic?
What?
Hold on. Nothing. I'm going to edit it.
Oh, that's me.
Uh-oh.
I
Wait a
must have
minute.
hit. I typed weird shit. Sorry.
I don't know what I did.
It's just in my thing. For some reason, I had topic and I must have punched
It's
it by accident.
it's Yopic.
I must have just ended up hitting it wrong. Anyway, it's
Amy,
open
is this
topic.
Amy, is this a group that has this stuff? Philosophical. That's a little hard for me to say.
Philosophical. Sure, it could be.
The video I did, it was to do with an old amusement. So, okay, so we know that those steps were actually there. It's still cool. Like that's still like a cool concept to see steps going to nowhere, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
at least there's a reason why they are there, you know?
Yeah, but then the other reason is that like I said, I like Yapik.
Oh,
Yopic.
just the comment. Okay.
Yeah. It's just something to think about. When you go walking in the woods looking for Bigfoot, instead of finding Bigfoot, you find a set of stairs going to nowhere.
Well, I'm probably never gonna see these except if they end up in Gettysburg because I don't go in the woods anywhere. I don't like woods. The only woods I'm cool with is Gettysburg woods. You won't catch me in the New Jersey woods, that's for sure. There's a lot of cray crays in there. And
Like the clowns.
just if that ever happened to me, I legit probably would have ran one of them over. I'm not even kidding you. There's no way. But like
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't go in the woods like that. You know what I mean? Hence why I think I was just talking about this on another show. Like Blair Witch. Blair Witch. When Blair
Mhm.
Witch came out and everybody found out it wasn't real, everybody's like, "Oh, that sucked. I'm not scared anymore." Nope,
That
I'm still
fucked me
scared.
up good.
No, I'm still scared. Being stuck in the woods like that and not being able to get out and all kinds of
Hmm.
crazy stuff going. Oh no, nope,
Yeah,
nope,
that
nope.
screwed me up really bad.
Now I would go in the woods with Tom because Tom probably knows the area. Like anybody that knows the area, I would go with. And if you own a gun, great, bring it because like
Hmm.
I would feel a little bit more comfortable with somebody. But like PA is different. Maybe not Philly, Tom. We might want to go a little bit out of the outskirts of Philly, but but like PA, I'll go in the woods if I'm with somebody that I know. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just gonna go off trucking around and looking for stuff, not knowing where I'm going or what I'm doing.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, like when I had Justin J. Soto on, we were talking about that when he does all that, go out in the woods at night uh, and all that stuff. I mean, it's like I give him props to that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Well, like that's what I said, Gettysburg. Gettysburg, I'll go in them woods all day long. And Birdsboro. I
Yep.
do jump into old canals. Todd has that on video. I went into an old canal, but I was with Todd. He's Popo. He has a gun. I'm like, good. I'm good with it. I try, I'm like, this is good. I'm good with him.
Just imagine this now. All of you imagine this in your mind. Taryn going in the woods looking for Bigfoot. It'd be funny.
It would be funny. That would be a funny thing to watch because that would be like legit reactions, which people like Ghost Adventures and Destination Fear. They're always like, and it's like over dramatic. Like mine would be legit. Like I would be scared out of my probably pee my pants, and it would be great.
Yeah, walking back. Oh shit! What's that brown spot? Oh shit! Sorry.
That's so true. I would be out.
Yeah, I mean, we tried Bigfoot hunting a few years ago during the pandemic was happening, and it was interesting, but we didn't see anything, so to speak. But still haven't gone up way up north to see if we have werewolves yet. So I do have to find a silver bullet somewhere because I
Yeah,
said
why would you wanna go looking for that?
we are told that there are some up there. I guess
I
I
hear
don't
you, but
know,
see, when
curiosity.
I
Here.
guess, I don't know. I mean, you never hear like, a werewolf you think would attack you, right? You never hear of Bigfoot attacking anybody. You don't hear of, like Casper's attacking anybody, you don't hear of like even, um, any of that kinda stuff, like a werewolf, though, I mean, for me, that could be a legit wolf,
Mhm.
it would attack you, you know?
Well, and the thing too is that they're saying that it's way up north. Okay, so we're way up north. Well, what's to the west of us? Minnesota.
Mhm.
Minnesota is the home of the Timberwolves. So, so that means that okay. So does it mean that brushing into Wisconsin calls them werewolves automatically instead of Timberwolves? I don't know.
Oh gosh, I don't I agree with Birdsboro yesterday. Why have we never found Bigfoot bones or skeletons and stuff? I do ask that question. That's one
Well,
thing,
okay. Well, here's the thing.
but you might be saying the same thing I am. But like when we walk through the woods and if we're now, is it because we're not looking for it? But I don't ever see squirrel bones or, you know, I'm I'm sure there's things that die in the woods every day, all day long, and we don't see the bones and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm not looking for it.
Well, we aren't really looking forward. Um, so when I was on a few years ago scrolling through PBR on the radio, they had a guy on there talking about Bigfoot and that he actually had an elbow to hand in his freezer that he found of a Bigfoot.
But how do you know it's true?
I don't know. That's what I kind of wonder because he said it's in this freezer. I'm like, where did
You
you get
see
it
it?
from? How did you get it?
Did you
Did
see
you?
it?
No, I didn't see it. It's just he was explaining in detail what it looked like. And some people take that to heart with details, right? So, and then there's people out there that go looking for Bigfoot poop, and some have claimed they have found Bigfoot poop. I said, well,
How
how
do you
big is
know?
it? Like elephant poop?
Right. Like, and I'm not arguing with you personally. What I'm saying is, and I'm not arguing. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, I get it.
how can you prove that it's Bigfoot poop?
Right. You got to have some kind of DNA that doesn't match
There's
any
gotta be
other
some right,
animal around here.
right. I mean, like,
You know,
you can wish it to be Bigfoot poop, and
no,
you
I
can
wish nothing with poop.
you can theorize that it's Bigfoot poop. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But you can't say 100% it's Bigfoot poop.
So here's my question for those of you that believe in Bigfoot, because I really don't. Um, if you saw Bigfoot, what would you do with it? Would you, right? What would you do? Would you keep it and hold it to yourself, tranquilize it, and see if you can use its blood to send
What?
it to a hospital?
What are you
Or
talking about?
this listen, hear me out.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about
It,
getting Bigfoot?
yeah, I'm talking about getting
Okay, so
Bigfoot.
you're talking about kidnapping Bigfoot,
No, I'm
holding
talking
it
about
hostage.
tranquilizing Bigfoot so they can put in some kind of like they
What?
put King Kong in, or they
No.
hold it in jail, right? Now, would you promote that to the public and say, "Here, I got Bigfoot," or would you keep it to yourself and try and do what you can with it, and just like say you grab some of its DNA, you take it to a hospital. Do you think the hospital could say, "Hey, you know what? This blood might cure some disease"?
Little bit, little bit. Oh my god,
Hey, a
shoot
little bit,
profile picture.
huh?
It's even scarier than the last one. Little bit, you rock. She's
So
so
you
scary.
see what I'm saying, though?
I see what you're saying, and I'll tell you this right now, I would not do any of that. I wouldn't. I've seen too many movies, right? You hand it
Oh
over
yeah.
to the governments, they mess it all up.
Well,
You
yeah, they
know?
always do. Just like they
Why would
messed
you
up
do
with the
that?
aliens.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do that, and I definitely wouldn't keep it for myself because I'd be
Uh-huh.
worried I'd get murdered. So,
Harry and the
I would just
Hendersons.
I would just try to video and take pic as much I would try to obtain as much visual, audio that I could, but I wouldn't I definitely wouldn't go to authorities, I wouldn't do anything like that.
Yeah.
The first person I would go to would be Kenny Biddle and say, "Look what I found. Look what I captured. Did you please explain this to me?"
Is it
You
real? Is it real? That's what he'd be doing. He'd touch it and see if it's real.
know? Oh, what if?
That's what I'm saying.
And
I think Bigfoot's an alien form.
if
If
anything is
anything.
possible, everything is possible,
But,
except the Jersey Devil.
well, how can you, okay, so if you don't believe, like, okay, you're saying about Bigfoot, how come you don't believe in the Jersey Devil? Couldn't that be just as possible, like the
Because
Mothman?
no, because there is a physical historic story attached to that. There's like actual physical human beings attached to that story. I think a woman gave birth to a deformed, mentally handicapped child. Back then, they would try to hide those kids because you got to think people didn't think the same way we do now. They weren't as sensitive. They weren't as, oh my God, my kid is not putting the blocks in the right thing. So I got to take him to a doctor and get him mentally evaluated. But
Hmm.
people back then, sorry, I thought I'm the only one home and I thought I just heard something. So
Well, her senses are
wait a minute.
working.
Wait, be quiet. Oh, it's my dog. Okay. God, it sounded like a human coming down the steps. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, but I do think a woman had a child that was deformed. And I think over time that story got embellished.
You know what you need to watch? The movie Barbarian. You need to see it.
Um
I think that would be the New Jersey Devil for you.
Danger. Sorry. Rosemary Baby and Nathan. Yes. I think that's kind of what I think that's what it was. I think that was for sure. Um I think that's kind of what it was. And so that's why I don't believe in the Jersey Devil because of that.
Gotta
Now,
watch the Barbarian. You have to watch it now.
oh, um Rosemary's Baby. I like that profile picture, April. I
Hi,
love
April.
anything with the flag. I love. Um, but yeah, no matter what you found, Kenny Biddle will dismiss it as. I know, but still, if there's, I always go to him with stuff because he makes sense of things, you know, or it gives the possibility that this could be something else. I don't like to put my stuff out there and say it is for sure something or not something. I like to get opinions from other people. I love to get the constructive criticisms and the people I like to hear all possibilities of whatever is could be out there. So whether
That's why I throw all my EVP sessions on YouTube. They
yeah,
can have free will with it.
yeah, I welcome it. I welcome people to tell me what they think. I want to know people's what they can I can say, "Oh my gosh, we're having all this stuff happening." Like when I was at Octagon Mansion, I stayed live and I put that out there because I wanted people
Hmm.
to give me an opinion because I don't work with equipment that often. I don't understand it. And what was happening with that video and what was happening with the equipment, I can't explain it because I'm not too familiar with the equipment. And so I put it out there. I was like, please, people, please watch this and just I'll even tell you the times to go to that I'm questioning because I don't want to say anything is for sure or whatever, especially if I don't understand how things work. If
Hmm.
I don't understand how the equipment works, like I just know we were getting specific answers to specific questions and like that was freaking me out.
Yeah.
I've never had such
Good.
interaction with
Yeah.
equipment
Good
before.
interaction. Yeah. Yeah. It's mind boggling when you get something like that snappy and it
Yeah,
responds back to you. Yeah. You don't know what to do with it because now all of a sudden you're lost. Like
right.
this past weekend, it's like, okay, we were getting good stuff going on, but it's like, I started repeating the same questions is because I was trying too hard to find a different kind of question I want to ask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you're stumped because then you don't know what else to say. You're trying to bring everything up with the history of the location, the people at the location, the people that died at the location, um, and what goes with what. You're always piecing a puzzle together when you're on these investigations, and it's our job to try to make sense of it. You know,
Right. Glen Ford Estate. I went to a wedding there, and let me tell you something. That place is, first of all, absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And it's got a legit old ass wine cellar in the basement. Like it is beautiful. When I went there, this was before I was into the paranormal. But where the heck is that footprint? Because I don't remember seeing that. I don't know if they. I mean, I went to this wedding like years ago, so I don't know when they supposedly put their footprint there. But why would the Jersey Devil footprint be in Philly? Right?
yeah, be interesting. I don't know. It's yeah,
Why?
I
How
don't
did they
know.
determine it was a Jersey Devil, and how did he get the Phil? Like why? I mean, I get the Jersey. If there is a Jersey Devil, I don't blame them for leaving and going to Pennsylvania. So, I wouldn't question the reasoning. I get it because I've
I
we did
I
the
know what the
same thing.
reason for is the New Jersey Devil.
What?
It's marketing. Look at the hockey team.
What
It's
about it?
marketing. It's marketing. They're using it as a marketing tool.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, so they use the urban legend and market it as a team for hockey.
Oh, I know it's not far from. I live basically on the outskirts of the Pine Barrens. I'm in, you know, the whole. It takes me like 30 minutes to get to Atzion and Batstow and all that stuff. It's not far. But still the Jersey Devil, if we know the Jersey Devil to be what we think it is, then it wouldn't leave Jersey.
Hmm.
You know?
I don't live there, so you know more about than I do. But like I
However,
said,
like I
you.
said,
But the thing is, I want you to watch The Barbarian. Look
okay.
for the 2022 release of The Barbarian. It's not the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. It's a horror flick. You
Oh,
need to
I was
watch
thinking the
it.
one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm like, I saw that.
No, it's a horror movie. You got to watch it. This probably puts the New Jersey Devil into perspective, probably for you.
I mean, I'll watch it, but um, Virgil is asking, can he ask a question? He said he's new to Spirit, and then he said, okay, I guess us Brits aren't welcome.
He says that on every show.
Oh, well, I know that's not nice. We don't discriminate. It just takes a little bit for us to get through comments. So, because there's a lot of stuff being uh, said and talked about. So we have
Yeah,
to address everything as
got
they're
to be
coming.
positive on the show, Virgil.
Yeah. Conan the Barbarian. That's what I thought you were saying.
No, no, it's Barbarian. You got to watch The Barbarian, the 2022.
All
Trust
right.
me, this show will freak the shit out of you.
Well, I don't. Okay, wait. First, did any animals die?
No.
All right, I'm fine. I can watch people die, but I can't watch. I'm
Well,
like,
you
what?
know they call us people animals sometimes too. You know,
Well, we technically we are. I mean,
which breed of monkeys, right?
yes, I have seen it. I did see it. Um,
Pope's Exorcist. Okay, so what's your intake of it?
let me see. Pope's Exorcist. So I thought it was good. Um, I think they did a. I love movies that have to deal around the based on true stories of
Hmm.
demonic possession. So like I love The Reich. I love Exorcism of Emily Rose. I loved that
That
movie.
beard fit well with Russell Crowe.
Oh, he did amazing. I didn't even know that was him at first. I was like, "Wait a
Yeah,
second." I was like, "That's Russell Crowe."
yeah.
But I love the movie with the detective. I think we've talked about this. The detective in New York that got called into a case and it wound up being with like I forget the name of that movie.
Mm.
Um,
The Exorcist.
no.
Oh,
Um, It was, I think Eric Bana might have been the detective.
Mm,
Um,
Devil? No.
Devil was M. Night Shyamalan, and he did that was with the elevator,
Hmm.
but not that. But that still freaked me out. Brad Pitt, I love to death. I would eat Brad Pitt, but he's my favorite. He's my number one free pass over. Like I would have 10,000 babies with Brad Pitt. My favorite actor is Leonardo DiCaprio, but no, Brad Pitt wasn't in it. I feel like Eric Bana was the detective,
Ah, yeah,
and
that one's gonna drive me nuts.
based on a true story. He's a New York detective, and he got called out to a case which wound up having to call in.
Is it called The Devil Inside?
No, it's like let me Google it. Hold
Or
on.
does it have the exorcist word in it?
It doesn't. It's like hold on a minute. Eric Bana. Let me see.
I know what you're talking about because they brought it to the police station and it freaked out, correct?
Yeah, like it was all
Yeah. I think it was called The
Deliverance.
Devil Inside or Deliverance or not Deliverance, but
No, Deliverance from Evil, I think.
that's
I'm
it.
looking,
That's it.
I think
Yeah.
that might be it. I'm gonna look and see. I'm just gonna double. Not that I don't believe you, April and April. Both Aprils said it, so I'm assuming Deliver Us from Evil. Yes, that is it.
That's it. It's gotta be like a 5-year-old movie.
It was 2014.
Okay. So I'm
Um,
wrong.
so that was based on a true story, and then also, yes, it's Deliver Us from Evil. That was good, and then also The Entity, my number one all time most scariest, frightening movies of all time.
Yeah. You know that the others still frighten me in some
The
spots?
Others is a great movie.
It's the mirror part where they go upstairs and it's in by all the mirrors. That part freaks me out. The
Yeah.
part in Annabelle where she's in the bedroom, she's by herself, and she hears this little kid, and the kid's running around, and all of a sudden the little kid's staring at her, runs at her, and turns into a big adult. That scares the frick out of me. If I
Um,
ever encounter that in a location, I'd probably piss myself.
that movie was done so brilliantly. The whole time I thought the opposite of what the ending was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like it was like it put it into such perspective. You're like, "Holy shit. What if it's really like that? Like what if
Right?
that is the case, you know?"
Right?
Especially when she's like, "I am your daughter." You know, and it's like you're like, "What the
Right? Right?
It was very
Uh,
well done. Yeah.
what was it? The other one, the Connecticut movie.
A Haunting in Connecticut?
Yeah, that was kind of freaky.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
But how much of that's true, really, with all the bodies being in that building and all that stuff? I
well,
mean,
we were just talking about that. I mean, every movie is exaggerated. Every movie.
it is.
You know,
And
they're
then
based on
saving the
true story.
eyelashes for what? Some kind of sadistic ritual,
Who knows?
you know?
Um, there, what was the other ones that like so I love movies like that, so it's got like and I'll tell you, Exorcist isn't even on that list. I'm sorry. I know that's the unpopular vote, the unpopular opinion, but I watched Exorcist with my grandfather when I was like 4 and I laughed. Like I wasn't afraid of it.
I'm throwing up all over the place, climbing up backwards. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not scary at 4 years old.
I wasn't scared of it. I don't know.
But then you're talking to a guy that was scared of ET for Christ's sakes when he's young.
I loved ET.
I hate everything to do with ET.
I wanted one. I was like, I want a pet ET.
Yeah, I hated ET, and I got a sleeping bag with nothing ET on it. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I loved ET, but I cried too when he had to leave, but, like, the whole thing,
Who's to
I
say
love
he's actually really gone?
he's not. I
Uh,
got him.
hey, his finger's not lighting up. Come on.
But, so The Pope's Exorcist, I think, was good. It did to me, there was similarities, if anybody's ever seen The Reich, there were similarities there. I don't think
Hmm.
it was as well done as The Reich, with Anthony Hopkins,
That
but
was good.
that was really good. but it was good. They did a good job with it. It was
They
a
left it
little
open
bit.
for a second one.
What happened?
They left it open for a second one, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. If you watch, I mean, for those of you, I'm sure you probably all have maybe seen it already, but if you watch it all the way down to the end of the credits, it will tell you when the guy died.
Mhm.
Okay. But at the ending of the movie, you'll see, like, hey, well, we're going to work together on these cases. So they did leave it open for another movie.
Yeah,
So,
I know. Yeah, I know it was real. Yep, I know there were real players in there and everything. Yeah, for sure. But like I said, but all those movies have the basis of like the Woman in Black was good. Yeah.
yeah, they came out two of those.
You know what else was good though too? Like The Ring. I mean, that was scary, The Ring, and then what was the one where the guy had the spirit you didn't see it till the end, but she was, like, on his back, on his shoulders and his back and his neck. Was that and then he started seeing her in all the pictures, like, towards the end. She was like was that Shutter or something? Not Shutter Island. Shutter
Hmm.
Island's totally different. It was called Shutter, I think, where he was a he had all these pictures, and when he started to realize who this person like he started to realize who this lady was, he started
Hmm.
to go back in all the pictures, and she's like in the background with all the pictures and stuff. And then at the very end, um they showed the spirit of this girl like on the guy's, because he always had like back problems and neck problems. He's always doing this for the whole movie. And like at the end of it, um it's like sitting on his shoulders.
Hmm. I don't know which one that is. Children of Corn is good.
I think that was called Shutter.
Probably Shutter. That makes more sense. Um,
Well, Shutter Island was good though too.
Shutter Island was good. It was different.
Every Leo movie is good.
In
Except
the Mouth of Madness is a good movie. Have you ever seen that one?
that sounds I don't like, slashers, like gore.
It's a mind screw, is what it is.
Like,
Um,
I don't like Saw. Like, I saw the first one,
I hate Saws. They make
and I
me
couldn't
sick.
watch the rest. Like, those whole mind fuck movies where and then people are getting killed and tortured and, like, messed with mentally and all this and that. Get me out. I don't want any parts of it.
Yeah, see, um,
Yes.
Japanese horror, yeah, that's pretty freaky.
Yeah,
Audition, yeah,
I agree.
Audition's nasty. Um,
Shutter Island was great. I know.
but yeah, Mouth of Madness was a mind screw because it was a guy that catch trying to find a writer that was missing, but ended up going nuts in the end. It's interesting.
What is it?
In the Mouth of Madness,
Hmm, I
you
never
have
heard
to
of it.
watch it. It's an old movie. It's the star. Sam Neill's the star in it.
The old guy in Poltergeist?
No, not that guy.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, that's his different movies mentioning.
Maybe.
Poltergeist is good. I like Poltergeist.
Poltergeist was great.
I
Um
hated the scene where all they fell in the pool
Why is
part
everything
area.
called the pool part? Like, I don't care. I wouldn't care about that. You know what I hated? The clown coming off the kid's chair, going under his bed, and
Are
then
you
pooping
talking
up
about the
under the bed.
revamped version or the old one?
The old,
Because
the
the
original.
revamp, they're talking about more of the clown
No,
version.
no, the original.
Okay.
Yeah, the original. When he's sitting on his stupid, he tries to cover it, and the blanket falls off,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden the clown's gone. I would literally jump out my bedroom window.
So, how many of you in this chat here have you ever dealt with in a haunted location with poltergeists? How many of you have dealt with those?
I haven't. Poltergeist to me is I've never seen
Phantasm.
Phantasm. I never saw that, but I hear a lot of
It's an
people.
interesting movie. It's one of my wife's favorites.
Um, Poltergeist, I go back and forth. I mean, it could either be just a noisy spirit, or it could be something manifested from somebody in the house that's young, going through puberty, going having some issues. I mean,
'Cause I was told you could create your own poltergeist.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like thought forms or like, things coming from somebody going through something trauma, emotional, and, they're creating, you know, much like if you are in a location that's not haunted and every day you're there and you're like saying it's haunted and you're making up stories and you're saying this is happening here and over and over and over again and you're putting all that energy into it, eventually you're gonna
Something's
start
gonna
to
happen.
you're gonna start to think you're seeing stuff and then hearing stuff and things might start to happen. Like the more energy you put into it,
Mhm,
the more, you know, things may happen. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
I did take, yes. Chaos. So Little Bit, if we go up here, I love Little Bit, but if you see they are haunt actors and
mhm.
they are very good at what they do because I had a hard time. We would be on like back chats and talks and they would be dressed in their haunt stuff and I would have nightmares and they loved it because that's what they do for a living. They love to scare
That's what
people.
they want.
And I love them for that. And I tried. Like they actually helped me get over my fear a little bit because I was able to look at them and talk, and I'm like, "Okay, all right, I can do this," but they are good. A little bit and chaos, all the unright people. I mean, they definitely, um, I can't find her.
Little bit?
Yeah, I was gonna put her face up there, but
Pew pew.
pew pew.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'm next to him the whole time. Like I I'm there.
manifestation.
Yeah, manifestation. Thank you.
Yes, that's
Well, as
right.
I said, like thought forms, you're making it.
Right. "Hey, Joe." Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, it all depends on what you do, what energy you put into a location. If you really think about it hard enough and you really want something there that bad enough, you can create it, you know?
This is interesting because has anybody seen Skeleton Key? So
Yes.
I know that's hoodoo, but I think hoodoo, voodoo,
Yes, they
when
can.
like all that stuff kind of like intermingles somewhere, and I do think that the person that the curse is being put on has to be a believer in curses or has to be a believer, or else how would it work?
Mhm.
You
Well, I mean, I talked to my friend Cynthia Gerodius and stuff like that and asked her about all that stuff because she talks about, creating potions or creating, like she talks about curses and stuff like that. It's nothing like to be hurtful for anybody. It's more try to be helpful if some, those kind of things. But she just talks about it. She doesn't say how to do it or anything like that because it's like if you teach someone how to do it, they'll misuse it for the wrong thing. You know?
Well, yeah, and, like, so for me, I'm like, curses I talk about this a lot because let's talk about Robert the Doll, for example,
Mhm.
right? So,
You
is
could
it
get
is
me
it
in
is it is
300
it
yards of that guy.
is it cursed or is it superstition, right? Like, so I I don't believe that objects can be demonically possessed or anything like that. I
That
believe
might
in
surprise you.
but I am superstitious. So if I walk into a place and there's a doll behind a glass and it's like you can't touch the glass, you gotta ask to take a picture, you gotta do I'm gonna do that shit. Not because I believe in it, but because I'm superstitious, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So I think superstition and all that kind of stuff, curses and everything, I think they kind of intertwine with each other because I feel like you have to believe in that in order for it to
Like the craft.
yeah, you gotta believe in that. I feel like you would have to really participate in that whole thing for it to actually work, maybe,
Yeah.
if
Like
that makes
some curses like require maybe like some of your blood to work.
yeah, or,
Like the craft. I mean, they all slit their hands, put it on this thing that they're doing, and all this shit started happening. Um,
I do believe there's a possibility of that for sure. That somebody can be so attached because if they can attach to if energy can stay in a location because they love the location, and the structure keeps them there, or
Mhm.
whatever's there, the land even, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we always say it doesn't always have to be the structure, just be land. But if energy can do that, then I can't say it totally would be out of the norm for it to be like a energy to be attached to things because it was their favorite thing or they're stuck with. Like, I have so many antiques, but nothing's ever happened. Knock on wood that I know of. Nothing's ever happened with those. Like, I have a Civil War certificate mustering a lieutenant into the Civil War. I have a crutch from the Civil War that was used and blood on it, and I have a bayonet that has blood all over it. Like, I have stuff that you would think would
Mhm.
create something, but
Yeah.
we're good. Knock on wood. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
No, I totally get that. I totally get that.
she's very superstitious. But, that's a good one. I love that song.
Wow.
What about the Dibbit box?
Divot box. Never will mess with it. Heard
Again,
way too much
superstitious.
shit about it.
I'm superstitious, so I probably would
That's
decline.
something I'd stay away from
And not because
entirely.
I believe in it, but just I don't know if that makes sense. That sounds contradictory, but
I have a Ouija board in my a closet down here. It stays there.
yeah.
It's just I use it for decoration. I wouldn't pull it out of the house. I would not attempt to use it in the house. It's just because I just have because I'm in the paranormal field. I use it as decoration. Now, my
Well, I
wife
mean,
wants to try it, but I'm like, no, not in the house. They're not gonna do it
well,
here.
you would like for me, and this is my belief, I wouldn't investigate my own house. I just wouldn't do it.
I
And
have I have in the past. I did live in a haunted house before I came in to this one.
right.
There's a guy. Actually, my wife saw the dead guy like 3 days before 3 days into living there, but never said anything till we moved into our next house.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
But I always had that feeling in one of the rooms that I had somebody staring at me from behind or outside of the same room, but outside in the backyard.
Mhm.
Thought something was staring at me from the inside the room. It was just that one room. And then we had a lady, her friend actually would come into the house and she spent the night. In one of the rooms, we have a closet with a mirror on it. Okay.
Mhm.
So she could open the door, the mirror, moves with the door. She heard a little girl come out of that closet and was talking to her. And I'm like, are you serious? I never heard any of this stuff. You
Right.
know, we had now here's the thing. We live by the what we call the four corner bars. So we're down by like Main Street in that area back then. So there's bars upon bars on that Main Street. And we had a frat house across the street from us. Ironically, 2:30 in the morning on weekends, you have people throwing up in our yard.
That'd be cool. Right.
And but what was so unique about this situation was is that we had where our bedroom was, you could see down below the walkway to get close to the front door, but you couldn't really see who was right at the door. So all of a sudden we heard this bang, bang, bang against the door, like somebody's using like a piece of wood or 2x4 banging against my door. I run all the way downstairs, get to the last step, it stopped.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. Run up back upstairs, lay back down, 5 minutes there. Bang, bang, bang. Run all the way downstairs. Last step. It stopped. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I go up to the porch area, open it up, open the door. No one's around. The next morning, I go look at my front door. It's a metal door. It's got a freaking dent in it.
Really.
Yeah.
And you didn't see anybody out there.
Saw absolutely nobody.
I wouldn't my this is just my opinion and my belief. I just wouldn't investigate my own house. Um, it's different when you're not in there. Like, one after what happened at Octagon Mansion with my Zeus, my cat, my trigger prop. I changed the battery. I turned them on in my house. I forgot about it because I wanted to see the noises and different stuff. And I put him in a room where I knew nobody would be at. And I forgot about it.
Mhm.
Legit. And I'm laying in bed the other night. And all of a sudden I hear boop, boop, boop. I'm like, the fuck is that? And I hear it. And
Mhm.
I go, okay, maybe I'm hearing shit, And then it happens again. And then I know because then it's like longer and it's like boo, 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 boo. And then I'm like, OMG. Right? And I'm telling you what, hearing the cat go off in my house when nothing's moving, everybody's sleeping, nobody's anywhere, and you hear it go off, my heart went into my stomach. I was like, I'm going to shut that shit off. It's different when you're in somebody else's house or location and it goes off. You're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But in
Yeah.
my own house, I was like, I don't like that. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to know.
See, you don't see Felix behind me anymore.
Yeah, smart move.
Yeah, she's in the museum. She's been there since December.
And what I was going to say though, the Ouija board, I do think it's just another type of divination that you can use. It's a different version of a recorder. You're
Yeah.
still talking, asking questions. The only
Mhm.
difference is, I mean, it'd be this. It's like the recorder is an electrical Ouija board.
You
If
don't
you
have to say hello and goodbye to this.
you don't have to, but you are turning it on. You're holding it. You're asking questions while you're holding your
Mhm.
recorder. Sometimes, a lot of times,
It's
people
just
are
a
holding
different
it.
gateway,
Right. It's still a tool. So you have to know how to open
but
and
you can
close.
listen to your own stuff.
Yeah,
It says unless you do a recorder along with the Ouija board, then maybe you would catch something interesting. That's something I have never tried. A
that's
Ouija
pretty cool.
board
We
and
have
a digital
tried it.
voice recorder at the same time.
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't tried that ever. I don't know how to open and close a Ouija board and stuff like that. So then
Yeah.
again, I mean, I guess,
You just never know what might
yeah,
pop out. I mean,
I think that their little thing is great. I've tried it on a couple of investigations, and
mhm.
one, we believe that we did get responses and we're able to get a name. And then in another location, we didn't hear anything. You know what I mean? So I guess, you know, it's just another way of trying to communicate, and we've used it with, you know, different types of things. I mean, I'm willing to try anything, you know what I mean? And if it works, it works. I mean,
Careful about that. Some
seriously,
might take you up on that.
the only thing I'm not too keen about is how people were doing that, and I don't know if people still do it. I've never did it, I probably won't. But the human pendulum thing,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, to me,
You
that's,
have to have superior confidence that people around you are going to catch you.
well, not only that, but I mean, you're using yourself as bait.
You are.
And if the theory behind it is how it works and what it happens and this and that, like, you're technically using yourself as bait,
Mhm.
and I'm not about that. So,
I would like to try it at least once and see how it goes, but me having vertigo issues, I would
yeah.
never do it.
Tom, anytime you investigate, you're opening yourself up.
Oh yeah,
And not
yeah.
just with the Ouija board. I mean, think about it, you're going into locations you have no idea. Then you think about, you have teams going in there, you don't know what they're doing. You have people
Hmm.
going in there, you don't know what intentions they're setting into locations.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
walk into their mess. If they don't clean up their mess when they leave, you're walking into their mess.
you have no idea, like, what no matter what you do, you don't have to have any equipment. If you're going into a place and you're trying to connect with spirit and you're opening yourself up to do that, then you're opening yourself up to connect with anything.
Hmm.
No matter what you're using.
Right, right. No, I hear you. So
Yeah.
let me ask the folks in the chat: have you ever tried a technique about using playing cards or ESP cards during an investigation? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it would be a success? Do you think it would be hard to do? Um, do
Like,
you
what
think a
do
spirit
you
would get
mean?
it right?
Like, would you say? You put a card down and say, "Tell me what it is"?
Yeah, or put a
No.
card in a box like Josh Hurd has done. Put a card in a box, put a spirit box on, and say, "Can you tell me what's in that box? What card? What suit? What number?" You know, he got one on his first try, he got 50-50. you know?
Oh, so it was right once and wrong or nothing this like what? It was right
Like, it had the suit and it had,
was it a recorder or what?
no, it was, they had sent it over to spirit box,
Mm,
and so then he had it in the box and he opened it up. Or actually, no, the first time it was his wife was upstairs, they were downstairs in the meeting room that they have, and she had the cards. She was setting them up so we could see them, what the card was. The second time around, they did the box thing. But he still had the digital voice, or not the digital voice, but the spirit box going. And the card that she pulled up the third time, they got it. And then the second time, they got like I think the suit, but not the number type
mhm.
deal. He's done it on his YouTube. Go to Josh Hurd's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You'll see it on there.
It does sound interesting. I would actually be impressed if it was on a recorder.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, yeah, I always try. I didn't this weekend, but every once in a while I'll throw it out there. But when I start thinking, I don't want to put toys right now. Let's get the recorder out, get the cards out, and see if they can make
yeah.
it out.
I would be sold on it. Now I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say anything bad about anybody, but, however your style of investigating is your style of
Hmm.
investigating. Personally, I don't put any weight into spirit boxes. I know people have gotten some really cool intellectual, like, pot like the answers that like lead me to be like, okay, maybe that is something. But I don't think we
Hmm.
get as much as we think we do all through those things. Like, it's like with a recorder, you're waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. You could be hours before you get anything. But the second you put on an SB7 or a spirit box, it's like you're having full blown out conversations. And I don't understand, like, if that's happening, then why aren't we getting that on a recorder as well? Why aren't we picking it up other ways? So
That
for me,
it's, I think
having
with
something,
that,
I think
I
having
think with that is different level.
right, but having something that scans radio frequencies, it's all in how you perceive
Yeah,
something, right? So
right,
we could be listening to the same thing, but you're not hearing what I'm hearing, I'm not hearing what you're hearing.
right.
It's just too much going on, you know what I mean?
No,
And
I get that. I mean, I personally don't care for the spirit boxes because I don't like all that white noise.
yeah, I can't.
Um,
Yeah.
I that's why I go to the app I use on my phone, which is Spirit Talker. You can still have a conversation with it, whatever word pops up. If it goes along with the territory or the location, it works. We've had good success with it.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I know a
um,
lot of people are against the apps too, but
yeah,
there are certain apps, believe it or not, out there are really good.
yeah. Um, I am not a fan of the apps, but I don't knock anybody that whatever anybody chooses to do. I mean, as long as you're honestly, legitly, trying to conduct an investigation and doing it to the
Hmm.
best as your knowledge and your education or whatever it is that what you've learned, and you're not trying to fake shit,
Right,
and you're not trying to, and you're willing and you're open to criticism, and I say constructive criticism. I don't mean criticism in a bad way, but you're
right.
open to all that stuff and learning and maybe learning stuff from people and knowing that, okay, maybe one time the spirit box does work, but it's not going to work every time, and be open to
S-
that thought or
So what you're saying, when we're talking about, like I said, the app, right?
mhm.
Okay, I'll show you this. As soon as I get to it, I have a lot of pictures.
But I think April, sorry. You could do both the spirit box and recorder. And for me, I think the spirit box just drowns out any possible real EVPs because it's loud, it's constantly noise. For me, I'm clairaudient. I can hear answers and stuff like that. And when those things are on, I can't. It's so difficult, and I can't imagine what it sounds like to spirit. You know,
Hmm.
hearing stuff like that. Like it's got to be. You don't. We don't know how it comes across. We know
Right.
what we hear, and most people are like, "Oh my god, that noise is annoying." You
Hmm.
know, I mean, we've been trying to quiet them down because people believe that. You know what I mean? So who knows? I don't know. That's just me talking. I don't like again. I don't knock anybody for using them and doing it. It's just my personal preference.
So before we went to the location we were at Saturday night, we stopped at a pit stop. I don't know if y'all can see that.
No.
It's
Okay.
my wife, me, and Nathaniel. We stopped at Edinburgh Manor, and we took that picture. This is the picture. Oh, sorry. We took this picture, and after we got done, she had Spirit Talker on. It said photo, and we were
Mm.
outside the building.
Wow.
Yeah,
What, baby?
that threw her for a loop.
Hold on a second. Why, honey? I know. Okay. All right. My my fur babies might have me for dinner if I don't.
Mm.
I know. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Well, we're getting to that point of the show that we've been
Oh my
on for a
god.
while.
Eris. Eris is up here. He wants to say hi.
Sure.
Come
We
here, buddy.
actually been on a lot longer than I thought it would
Say
be.
hi, Bugs. Hi, my little Bugs. I'm coming. You gotta go outside, baby. Okay. Okay.
But I mean, tonight was a good session because I like to do these open night
Can you
shows.
just say? It sounded like you said section, Darren.
Section. What do you mean?
Oh, you said section. Ah!
My I have a bad tongue. I say weird shit.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Why are you the only one that can poke jokes tonight? Everybody else pokes jokes and you're like all serious. You're like, oh.
Um, but yeah, my
I'm
voice
coming,
sucks.
babies.
If you guys want more of this type of content, more open topic versus guests, I don't have a
Thank you.
problem
Tom
with
heard
it.
it.
Hmm?
Section is what it sounded like you said. Thank you, Tom.
So the guests are hard to come by sometimes, and so if you like more of this open concept of a show of just opening it up like this, I'm all for it. So if you like this kind of content, please give me a big thumbs up in the chat, and we'll try to do more of these. And I greatly appreciate it. So
We know,
other than
yeah.
that, Taryn, what you got going this weekend?
So this weekend I am actually meeting up with some people that I've known for a really long time, that have been in this for a really long time. They used to be involved with the editor of Taps magazine and everything, and they're actually filming a pilot for a show and want me to be involved. So Friday and Saturday I'll be doing that. And
Very
then
cool.
the following weekend is the Penhurst Paracon, which I will be at. I'll be working and I'll be doing all the VIP stuff, the ghost hunts during the day, the ghost hunts at night, all that stuff.
Lucky you.
That'll be fun. And then the following week, I'll be investigating Ridgewood Winery in Birdsboro.
There you go. That's what was brought up earlier on.
And then I get a break. I'm going blackout for the whole entire weekend of Memorial Day weekend, because Ridgewood Winery is on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm totally like I got to shut down for a couple of days because I've been doing so much,
I hear you. I
you
hear you.
know. And my show.
So
I'm
what's that?
actually having somebody on that is a part of MUFON.
What's that?
MUFON. How come nobody knows about MUFON? Am I the only one? Like, MUFON is the I explain it. I always describe it as like the CIA of UFO, ET, Men in Black, like any type of
Oh,
phenomenal like that. They
okay.
are
It's been a
MUFON.
while since I heard the word. So
MUFON, yes. Am I saying
yeah.
it wrong? Everybody's like, "What's
No,
MUFON?"
no, no. It's just been a while since I've heard the term because it's probably been a couple of years since I heard the term.
Well,
So
because they're private. Like, you really
yeah.
don't hear much from them because they aren't people that, but I'm really looking forward to that. She's like she's a part of MUFON, and I'm very excited. I actually Mike Ricksecker referred her to me,
Mm,
so I'm happy
okay.
to get somebody like that. So I'm looking for that. That'll be the 14th, and then I'm booked up until like June, the middle of June, I think, with my Paranormal Brew.
Oh,
Um,
very nice.
but yeah, there's so much coming up. Like I said, Memorial Day weekend's going to be. I'm
Your
gonna,
shutdown.
yeah, I'm gonna have to shut down and just regroup.
Yeah. Well, this coming up Friday, we are having Tori Westhoff on with us. We're going to be talking about Melver Manor and the people that she has written a book about. We are Melver Manor, and she's wrote a second version of it. So that's going to be interesting. And she has other books that she has typed and written up for other asylums. It has like the list of people and how when they died and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
it's actually a handy tool when you investigate. So we'll have her Friday night. Saturday night, I'll be at the Washara County Historical Museum and investigating that night. And I don't know. I still have to work on a guest for Monday and maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting to that point where summer's coming up, and I think I'm going to take a hiatus for a little bit and enjoy the
Don't do
summer.
that and then decide to have a show
Yeah, I know. I'm
like
gonna take a
today.
summertime. I'm gonna take a hiatus for a little bit, and then just
I'm
to
coming.
enjoy the summer, and then come back and then do some more shows. So uh, for that, I'll let you know when I decide to do that. I'm thinking sometime in June. I'm not sure. We'll see. Um,
I'm going to be on. Hold on, let me just look because I am going to be on. Well, maybe that's not. I was on stuff I had to learn from a school book tonight, but
yeah.
um,
So be sure to check out all the shows that are on BB3 and Paranormal Brew. Um, there's a lot of good podcast shows out there. Like Taryn's got hers, and Tom Nally has his with Dom, um, and then I can't think of all of them, so I'm sorry if I miss all your names and stuff like that.
I'm going to
So,
be
but
on Midwest Night Watchers podcast Sunday, June 4th. I'll be on
there
their
you go.
Yeah, I'll be on their podcast. Um,
So, but yeah, like I said, give those guys a watch and follow up with them. And like I said, I just need that mental shutdown for a while. And we all get there. But other than that, we will still continue the paranormal question of the day. That's not going away. And
okay.
other than that, I thank you all for joining us tonight.
And it'll
And
be Yopic night.
yes, yes, I'll have to get that fixed. Damn it. And now the ticker down below, if you have not seen this ticker going all night long, this is for Broadhead Manor to help with the restoration of the roof. And if you could get into that and just give $5-10 if you can. If you can give more, it's great. Um, Bill Walter is trying to get his roof fixed for Broadhead Manor. So
Okay.
always trying and donate if you can. I greatly appreciate it. And like I said, follow the shows, keep up with everybody, follow the investigations. We'll go live periodically and stuff like that. So, um, other than that,
Tom's saying post a link in the chat too.
I'll do a copy and put that in the chat. So with that, that's Darren. I'm Darren, and I thank you all for joining us.
Oh, you didn't say?
And I bid you adieu.
Okay, good.
Y'all have a great week. So long, everybody.
Sayonara.